This is the backside of a Data East Rocky and Bullwinkle MPU, which you can see one of the lamp column drives had a bit of a overheating issue. I assume that the blanking signal didn't work and then it overheated. So I still have some flux residue to clean up here, but it was necessary since the traces were all burned away to jumper from point to point, and I have installed the FET mod to this board so that the heat won't be a problem any longer. And here's what the front looked like. You can see one of the big 27 ohm sand resistors had just burned right through the board. So it should be all better now. I installed IRF 9530s and implemented the 1K voltage divider circuit with these 8 resistors here and the 8 on the back. Also the LS08 here, somebody had been using a technique that I hate, which is to cut a leg to see if a signal changes behavior, and they do that instead of removing the whole part. Anyway, the leg was too damaged to salvage, so I will put a brand new LS08 in there and get it tested with my Simpsons ROM, and that should be good to go. Also replace this header up here and the header down here because it was a little roasty toasty too. So let's get it to the bench. So we have the Data East MPU from a Rocky and Bullwinkle back on the bench, and get a good view of the heinous amount of heat damage that was done to this section. And so we have that all taken care of now. As you saw, all the jumpers on the back of the board, and I've installed the FET mod here, and the lamp matrix is operating properly. But let's put the entire board through its tests. I have my dumbass test rigs here, or test panels I should say, and I am going to skip the sound tests and display test. Get rid of some light. And the next test is switch test. So I'm going to exercise my switch matrix test buttons. And this is column 1 working. And this is row 1. Working. Switch 64 for good measure. No active switches. And now here's where we see the lamp matrix repairs working properly. We'll be able to go through each row and each column and even each individual lamp. So that was the worst part of the board, all working properly. Next test is all the flashers. And then the next test is the coils. So that bright LED that turns on is the AC select relay, and it'll turn on, and then the green LED associated with the coil under test will turn on. And now special solenoids. It's really hard to see those with all, got too much light coming through. But here's when I activate them with my finger via the switch inputs. And we're going to skip that part, and the board will reboot. And we're back to normal operation. So this one was a long time coming. Boy, a lot of work had to be done there to get rid of all the crud that was there and rebuild the traces. But she's all better now, and I thank you so much for sending it.